Now I will say something about current affairs related with the DRDO. For the past 40 days, more than 10 missiles tested by them and strengthened Indian Army, Air Force and Navy. Among them, I will discuss only about Rudrum 1 and BrohMos. In a major milestone, India on 9th October 2020 successfully test fired a new generation anti-radiation missile from a Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter aircraft of the Indian Air Force that can destroy a wide variety of enemy radars, air defense systems, and communication networks from large standoff ranges. The missile Rudrum 1 is India's first indigenous developed anti-radiation weapon system, and it was tested fired by the Defense Research and Development Organization, that is DRDO, at an integrated test range in Balasore in Odisha around 10:30 am on 9th October 2020. This missile, having a speed of Mach 2 or twice the speed of sound, is capable of bringing down a wide range of enemy radar systems, communication networks, and air defense system within a range of up to 250 kilometers. The defense minister and Rudrum hit the radiation target with pinpoint accuracy, and that the test established India's capability to develop long-range air-launched anti-radiation missiles. The flight testing of the missile comes in the midst of India's bitter border row with China in eastern Ladakh. The missile will be integrated into a batch of Sukhoi 30 MKI jets of the Indian Air Force once it is ready for induction. Already in the month of May 2019, the aerial version of the BrohMos missile was successfully test fired from a Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter aircraft. On 18th October 2020, a naval version of BrohMos supersonic cruise missile was successfully test fired from an indigenous built stealth destroyer of the Indian Navy in the Arabian Sea. BrohMos as prime strike weapon will ensure the warship's invincibility by engaging naval surface targets at long ranges, thus making the destroyer another lethal platform of Indian Navy. It also carried out successful test firing of a laser-guided anti-tank guided missiles and nuclear-capable hypersonic missile Saurya. The flight testing of the missiles came in the midst of India's bitter border row with China in eastern Ladakh is prime important now. In the last few weeks, India has test fired a number of missiles, including a new version of the surface-to-surface supersonic cruise missile BrohMos and anti-radiation missiles Rudrum 1. BrohMos Aerospace and India-Russia joint venture produces the supersonic cruise missile that can be launched from submarines, ships, aircraft, and from land platform. The missile was fired from INS Chennai, a stealth destroyer, and it hit the target with pinpoint accuracy after performing extremely complex maneuvers. India has already deployed a sizable number of that is more than 10 missiles original like that. The seizable number of the original BrohMos missiles and other key assets in several strategic locations along the de facto border with China in Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh. So, in such a way, this missile testing is much more important now. BrohMos successfully test fired from INS Chennai is a highest achievement among the other 10 missiles. On one side, we are strengthening our army and air force with the support of DRDO. Another incident would happen when a corporal of Chinese People's Liberation Army man Wang Long, who was apprehended in the Demchok sector of eastern Ladakh on 19th October 2020. He was caught by Indian Army because he had strayed across the line of actual control, that is LAC. He crossed LAC. So the Chinese soldier has been identified and he has been provided with record medical assistance including oxygen, food, warm clothes, and then both Indian and Chinese armies have deployed over 50,000 troops each along the LAC in eastern Ladakh, including in the Demchok sector, following escalations of the 5-month-long military standoff that began in early May till now. The army said the PLA soldier will be returned after completion of all the formalities, because as per established protocol, he will be returned back to China officials at the Suzal Moldo meeting point after completion of the formalities, they said. Sources said PLA soldier was interrogated on how he crossed over to the Indian side. Meanwhile, the 8th round of Corps commander level talk between India and China is likely to take place this week. But the date is not yet decided, but the 8th round of talk is going to be conducted between these two nation officials. Here, our army people considered a PLA soldier based on humanitarian and treated him well, and they provide medical assistance including oxygen, food and warm clothes to protect him from the vagaries of extreme altitude and harsh climatic conditions. But it was not considered Chinese to taking back their army back. Always they are giving trouble to Indians, and they instruct the army people, that is the corporal of Chinese People's Liberation Army, to intrude India. They are trying often. So we suspected the person who crossed in line of actual control. So they captured him, and after inquiry they came to know that unknowingly he crossed that area, that is apprehend the Demchok sector of eastern Ladakh. So they treated well, and they are taking measures to handing over the same person safely to the Chinese. So here the Chinese government has to understand and strengthen humanity and strengthen international relations between India and China. That is good for both the nations, for their development in all areas. Both nations spend a lot of money for protecting that area uh, on the basis of suspicions. So that should be stopped, and both has to promote international peace and